I think that I guess that you learned this from Miss Wing. Let's
Vẫn chưa no.
oh
The
right.
previous
What?
the previous class we take the test about
Oh yeah.
speaking and listening, so we haven't learned about the lesson 5.
Yeah, okay. So I heard about that. All right. So maybe we'll continue with the climate, like the weather there. But instead of just practice speaking part one, we're gonna practice speaking part two. Do you know how to like answer speaking part two question?
um, as you taught me you we use the area structure as a past one for each question.
Yeah, that's right. And well, I guess that you can remember all of the connectors there.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe
Mhm.
now you practice I think that you have some of vocabularies about weather as well as climate. So maybe I'll let you have 2 minutes to prepare for your speech. Like you just list some keywords there, and of course you need to add some connectors there. Okay. Okay, so now take your pen and paper there and we'll have to. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so time's up. Now you have 2 minutes to speak. Okay, this one. Okay, let's start.
Um, wow. Well, to kick off the favorite my favorite season is autumn. um Autumn. um in autumn the weather is always mild and refreshed, but because it's the seasonal season, so sometimes it's a bit cool and a bit sunny. um uh, um, in autumn it is really suitable for people who have a thing for having picnic, or having a trip to um, to to experience the land, to the experience the beautiful landscape of their place. um like my my like the previous years I had a lot of picnic with my friend, and every time I had a picnic it's really fun. And the reason why this is my favorite time of the years is because it is the time, the autumn is the time for me to re- prepare for the next project or and the next semester. And because I need to prepare for the next semester, so I buy a lot of new clothes like sneaker, or shirt, and a lot of study equipment. So the autumn is like the time I
Continue. Continue. Autumn is the time what? You make conclusion there.
haven't made conclusion yet. Emphasize.
Yeah. What about your conclusion there?
At the end of the day, the autumn is like is my at the end of the day, the autumn is it's like the time for me to have a new thing and have the time to spend with my friend.
Okay, that's enough, and I think it's good there. It's just a little bit with your like you pause a lot. Like pause. Do you know pause? Like PAUSE. Can you get that? Like stop there, but then you
Yes.
there are a lot of pauses in your answer, but then it's kind of really logical there because you include a lot of information there and based on the questions there. And also you use connectors and some like vocabulary like have a thing for, is that?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think it's good there. It's just the problem of pauses, like you stop a lot there, and so you can practice that by add maybe add more information there, and then you try to speak slower, but like you think about this, and then you immediately the next one think about the next one, and then when you go like you follow the flow there, so you can like it's better that will be better for you to speak fluently, like because you pause, because you like you think about this and you speak that, but then you like you have to think about the next one, is that?
Yes.
Yeah, so you are talking and then you are thinking about the next one, so you a little bit, and then you talk about the next one, is that?
Yes.
Yeah, so I suggest that uh oh, it's kind of hard to practice because you have to like you have to practice every day to think about the next one immediately. It's kind of hard to tell you like that, but all in all it's good there. So you say that it's autumn. Do you remember the word? It's the business.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can add in this one. Yeah, so you can add is the business in your really first sentence or your really last sentence. Like that will be better to be an opening or a conclusion. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Uh, transitional weather, warm, cold. Okay, so maybe you can add more information about when this time is. Of course, you talk about autumn, but you can add some information to add some sentences there, like when which months there, like you can add the exact months there, like from July.
To September.
Yeah, July to September. Yeah, July to September. And you can add this information there and what the weather is like at this time. So it's good there. You say transitional weather. You add a lot of information there. And if you want to have like not only the weather but also surrounding thing, like as I suggested from really previous lesson ago, maybe about the leaves. Do you remember that?
She says the live
Yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah. You can add this information into that. Okay, like to make it longer, and also you have some time to think about the next sentences. Okay. Yeah, you can add the information. And what do you usually do this time? It's good there. You tell that go with friends, family, blah blah. And if you have some time, if you notice the time, yeah, during you speaking, you need to notice the time there. Like there is a little number on the top of this one, so you notice that uh if you have a lot of time there, like maybe you have 1 minute there, you have a lot of time there, so you don't know how to say next, so you just add what you can do at this time. Landscape, not only that, but also maybe it's the perfect time to enjoy the air, or it's so yeah, it's mild, no downpour or no heat stroke or anything else. You just add some information there. You try your best to make full use of any vocabulary you have to like to describe that. Can you get me?
yes.
Yeah, and explain what is your favorite time of the year. It's good there. And maybe you can add some information about strengthen relationship because you have a lot of time for friends and family. Is the time you have to prepare and you buy new things, blah blah. It's good there. And as I mentioned that you should before before stopping your speaking, you should have a conclusion. As I mentioned, all in all, at the end of the day, maybe you can say, is the business, blah, blah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So throughout the time from really first lesson, really first day, you practice with me, I can see that you improve a lot, you make progress a lot. Can you get that? Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, so just try your best and maybe you can be better than that. All right,
Yes.
so now from like in part two, you really need to focus on the time. Like actually you have 2 minutes to speak that, but then we normally have 2:15 or 2:20 minutes to to speak that. Maybe like examiner want to hear more from you, like you haven't finished your speaking and then they want to to know more about you, want to hear more about you, and then you just speak no matter the time has gone, but then you just speak when the examiner stop you. Can you get that?
Yes.
Yeah, you just speak whatever you like, but then um you need to notice the time because we have 4 questions there. We normally have 4 to 5 questions there, so if you answer the first two first sentences like this one, the first one and the second one, but you have a lot of time there. So when it comes to the third one and the fourth one, maybe the final one, you have to like you use all of the things you have, all of vocabularies, all of ideas there to make up the story. Okay, like because we normally describe about activities there, so that would be easier than describe or anything else. Like we just say we do something, we just do anything we like. Okay, and about the, yeah, that's right. And what else? Yeah, you just notice the time. And if you just have some seconds there, so try your best to make conclusion. If you don't have enough time, so you just answer this in one sentence, you answer this in one sentence, and then you come to the conclusion. Okay, yeah, it depends on the time you have like, yeah. Okay, so just let it there, and we come to speaking part 3 question. Do you know how to speak answer speaking part 3 question?
I haven't learned a lot about part 3, but I think we can answer part 3 like the part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, that's right. Like part 1, we have questions about ourselves, everything, every topic about ourselves. But then when it comes to part 3, that will relate to part 2. Like part 2 describes season, so part 3, that will be related to part 2. Okay, and then that will be like that's just about around the world, not about you. So what you think about the world, like objective perspective instead of subjective perspective. Can you get that?
Yes.
Yeah. So you just make this one longer, especially the reason there. Like you answer them, you reason, you give reason, but then maybe you explain your reason to make it longer, and you go detail to that, and then you just give example, alternative, whatever you like, but then you try your best to clarify your reason as much as possible. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so now um try your best to answer the first one. How do the different seasons affect the lifestyle of people in your country? Do you want to have some minute to prepare for that?
Yes, maybe some minute.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. 1 minute. Okay, let's start. Okay, so let's start. How do the different seasons affect the lifestyle of people in your country?
In my country, the season affect the lifestyle of people a lot. Um, because we live in a tropical country, so there are 4 seasons, and and the and the biggest difference in the season is from the from the summer to the winter. Like in the summer, people in my country tend to wear short sleeve, shirt and short pant because it is really scorching hot and the weather is always dry. So people always usually wear the short clothes, but in the winter the weather is always cold and freezes. So people always wear a lot of always wears long clothes like and a lot of jacket. And normally people in my country prefer the summer than the winter because the summer is has because the summer has uh, I know I think people in my country prefer the winter than the summer because in the winter I think people have more clothes, so they have more style to take picture and show their style. Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's good there. Like I think that you really understand how to answer that. So there would not be any problem about the logical thinking there. So it's good there. And I suggest that like you compare between the winter and between the summer. So not only about the clothes, but you can relate to the eating habit or anything else. Can you get that? Yeah. So not only about the like style, like wearing clothes or anything else that you can relate to eating habit. So maybe in summer people normally prefer some kind of uh like cold food like ice cream, blah blah blah, and in contrast, in winter they normally prefer like soup, like hot food or anything else. Like you just like differentiate that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. On and on is good there. Uh, well, freezing, not freezy. Okay, freezing.
Freezing.
Yeah, not freezy. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, freezing. What else? Um, I think that's okay there. Maybe I'll suggest you. No, not really. Okay, so just let it there, and maybe I will think it later. Well, you have some minutes there, so you answer this one left. Do you think fighting global climate change is a governmental responsibility or the responsibility of individuals? It's kind of hard, right? So you have 1 minute to prepare for that. Okay, let's start. Okay, time's up. So let's start. Do you think fighting global climate change is a governmental responsibility or the responsibility of individuals?
I think both the government and individual have the responsibility for fighting the global climate change, because the government have respond is responsible for applying new rules, and the then the people need to follow and obey the rule. But if the individual don't follow them, uh, the consequent the result may not may-
Yeah. Okay. All right. So individual again.
individual.
Yeah. The third syllable, the third stress, individual. Okay. Or we can say citizen, dweller, inhabitant. You have maybe a lot of words to describe individual. All right. So you said that we have to not only the government but also the individual, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Collective force, we call it as collective force. Like collective force is described about a group of people, not only one anybody else, but a group of people, a lot of people there. Okay.
Yes.
So you can say protecting the environment, uh, like protecting the environment requires collective force. Okay, like requires collective force.
Yes.
Get that? All right. Um, I will give you some idea there. If I answer it, maybe about the reason there, I think that we should have to. I will talk about the government first. Like, if just without like if there is just the government there, they just implement the law but then no one follow that. So uh we cannot finish any project without the help of individuals, of citizens, right? And when it comes to individuals without government, they don't have they don't have any guidelines there, so that would lack of leadership. Can you get that?
Yes.
So, and then you come to the conclusion. So, if there is a collective force between the government and citizens, so they will have like a lot of like a lot of conditions to protect the global climate. Uh, yeah, global climate. Like you give some example there. They give rules about laws about industry, about surrounding life. Like if we can if you give example about industry, maybe about the factory, about the atmosphere, about the like carbon footprint or anything else. Can you get that?
Yes.
Like that will be in the example sentence. Like not like maybe you come to the industry, maybe you come to the agriculture, about the uh, like herbicide, pesticide, fertilizer. Yeah, like like you give an example which there is a government there who implements law, and there are citizens there who follow the law there, and then you just try your best to give maybe one or two examples there relating to any aspects in the world. Do you
Yes.
get that? Okay, so
Yes.
now I will give you some some word there. You know, take advantage of and make use of.
Yes.
Yeah. Like okay. And then implement law. Follow law. If you want to describe the law which is really strict, you can say rigorous law. It means strict law. All right.
Yes.
Put more pressure on something. Carbon footprint. That will be better. That then you can add it into the conclusion that so all in all, like people have to join together to like to control the carbon footprint, to protect the world, blah blah blah. You can make up story, you can do anything you like. All right. Take action. Decision maker. Instead of just say citizens, dwellers, you can say ordinary citizens. This word, we don't say ordinary, we say ordinary or ordinary. Okay,
Yes.
ordinary or ordinary. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I have this word, joint effort. It means that the effort of not only one people but everybody here, like joint effort. Okay, like together effort of a lot of people. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And okay, so I think that's all. Yeah, I think that you can apply some words there into your speech, and you can try your best to practice that at home. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so now I think that we have to say goodbye right now.
Oh, em chỉ